I'm sick with excitement. Your kiss seems so violent. Fire in your eyes. I feel like you ain't right here. Nothing that you like here. I know you were keen to cut ties. There's fire in your eyes. 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 Fire in your eyes.
Cruising my way down the street. I ain't got no weight on my feet. It feels like I'm floating. Feels like I'm floating. Ain't nobody like you. Yeah, you got me tripping all over my shoes. Yeah, I'm falling for you. Ain't nobody like you. Yeah, you got me tripping all over my shoes. Yeah, I'm falling for you. Ain't nobody like you. Ain't nobody like you. You might be out of my league, but I caught you staring at me. It feels like I'm floating. Feels like I'm floating. Me, I got you. You want me, I got you, baby. Me, I got you. You want me, I got you, baby. Me, I got you. You want me, I got you, baby. Me, I got you. Ain't nobody like you. Yeah, you got me tripping all over my shoes. Yeah, I'm falling for you. Ain't nobody like you. Yeah, you got me tripping all over my shoes. Yeah, I'm falling for you. Ain't nobody like you. Ain't nobody like you.
If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the moves, yeah. Baby, I ocean in between us. Still I feel your heartbeat. There's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, I know. Coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the rules, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the hoops, yeah, baby, I got you. 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 Baby, I got you. 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 And the world is going wild when they come for you. And the river's running dry when it all falls through. Don't you worry about a thing, baby, I got you. You. Yeah, baby, I got you.
Nothing that I can do. Ignore them hiding truth. You know we sliding through. I know you're riding too. One thing that I can do. Every time we riding through, I see you shining blue. Outfit cold like minus two. One thing that I can do. Every time we riding through, I see you shining blue. Outfit cold like minus two.
Hey, welcome back. I hope my voice is now louder than the game and the music combined. Music still sounds a bit loud-ish to me. Let's see. Amazing. Yeah, maybe like that. Alrighty. Haven't played this game enough, but I wanted to come back to it because I don't know. I recorded a tiny bit of it for the. Wow. Can I skip this? Nope. So I recorded a tiny bit of this game for the well, this track is in there for the GRiD City Tour video, and not the City Tour video, the other one where I compared it to the Crew 2. So I had ample time to memorize these layouts. Doesn't make me infinitely better though against these kind of aggressive-ish AI. Though not gonna lie, it's better than the Nemesis system in the new one. Boy, that's a hard gimmick. Also, we can do this if we want to. I don't know. I kind of like this though, at least for now. Interesting how I don't remember playing this game as much as... I mean, I played it way less than Autosport. Wait, where's the cathedral? Grace Cathedral is not there. Interesting. Oh, that's not the handbrake. Or I have some lag or something. Oh yeah, the Green Dragon Gate isn't here either. If you haven't seen my video on the GRiD City Tour, do it. I mean the... what's it called? In front of us, the... why am I blanking on this? Transamerica Pyramid is there, and the Golden Gate Bridge, and the ferry building, so... and the Flatiron looking building called the Sentinel Building. That's there. Let me adjust my microphone a tiny bit. There you go. I think it might be covering my face a little bit, but it should sound a lot better on paper. Just skip this. Is it too loud though? I hope not. I don't remember the progression in this game at all. Though that's not true. I kind of remember having a sort of team and a garage and going on these championships and whatnots, but not much after that. This was the shit back in 2008, if I'm not mistaken, when this game came out. I was very impressed, but I don't know, never ended up playing it as much as Autosport later on. I guess I'm waiting for some speech to finish, if I had to guess. Okay, so I can drive a Chevy Lachette, a Porsche 911 GT3 RSR, or a Nissan, and I will go for this one if I'm able. because of course. Plus, I'm not one of those super JDM persons. Promote, you won't be able to restart the race from the pause menu. That's not good. Okay, not that I want to use the flashbacks, but I do want to use the restarts in case I don't know, I had to like do something with the stream or something. All right, let's see how this puppy drives. Kinda quiet so far. I was expecting a bit more engine noise. Yeah, that is why I said that the restart is a good thing. Because the AI just pit maneuvers you into the wall every opportunity they have. So you gotta have your distance. But other than that, it's handles pretty nice. It's nice and grippy, and it's quite a bit looser than the more recent GRiD games, but not much other complaints. It's yeah, it's not as grippy. It's very much loosey-goosey, trying not to feather the throttle too much, but kind of have to. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's all it took. First lap, not even 1/3 of the way. Smashed. It will get worse. But yeah, visually I don't have much complaints. I think it holds up pretty well. But like, I did put it on max settings and I adjusted the resolution, which required a tiny bit of INI file tweaking, except it was an XML file this time. Let me know if my voice is quiet or the game is too loud or something. But yeah, on to the second lap now. But I'm quite at the very end of the pack. Not very happy about that. I thought I would do a bit better, but I think this carefulness is really holding me back. And the lack of grip, even though I have traction control on, it's quite a bit tricky. And the front of the pack is way ahead. Force feedback is nice though, but that's never been really a complaint in Codemasters games, was it? They always had excellent telemetry and like, what is it, UDP? The motion sim rig thing that some people have, where it shakes your seat and moves you left and right and up and down. God knows. They have support for that since, I don't know, at least this game, I think. Yeah, they're so ahead, wow. That hurt me, thanks. I don't even know how to look back. I don't know if it, maybe it's unbound, like, it's possible. 10 out of 16, not a good position exactly, but we're here to have fun. I'm just commentating stuff to make it more interesting, not that it's such a tragedy. Plus, I need to get warmed up. I need to warm my gamer muscles up to do some winning here. The LOD is quite aggressive though, not gonna lie. These are fairly closed, fairly small circuits, and I'm still seeing some popping at the end of the track, but I'm sure there's a mod for it. But yeah, game holds up surprisingly nice. Not really complaining. 10th, not gonna be bragging about that one. Though maybe I'm first in my class. Was it a multi-class event? Does this game have multi-class races? So interesting. I don't remember what this game does and doesn't have. Alright. I think I was first in my class, which very nice. I guess let's do the Chevy one. Going to Washington. Hell yeah. Do I get more? Yeah, I get a lot more stuff for that. But I do need my restart though. No, what if I want to, like, I don't know. Let's do it like that. Wow. That was radical, to say the least. I mean, it was cool, I liked it, but caught me off guard a bit. Alright, it's racing time. Also go watch my video where I compare this track with the Crew 2, because they both have city circuits. Same channel. But yeah, it drives very nicely actually. A lot more grip on this one than the RSR for some reason. I mean, I guess it slips because of the ridiculous power. Also, this might be front wheel drive, I cannot exactly say, but I don't think the real thing is that slippy. Though it's not like I've driven a, I don't know how, 500 horsepower race car in real life, but it seemed a bit too slippery for me. This one is much more reasonable, though again it's a much lower power touring car that may or may not be front wheel drive, though I don't feel any understeer, so quite possibly, because the original Chevy Lassetti is, I think, front wheeler, but many of these are conversions, like the original Ford Fiesta and Focus are also front wheel drive, but the rally counterparts and the touring car versions are all wheel drive and whatnot, at least the rally ones. So yeah, it's nice track though. That is not very smooth looking. That is like, but better than nothing, I admit. And we'll finish very soon. It is nice to drive though. It is holds up surprisingly well for a 2008. I hope I'm right about this game, because I don't know, some of the older ones are usually you have to like put aside your like you have to excuse a lot of rough around the edges spots when it comes to older racing games usually, but this one is like I can feel that it's older, but not, it doesn't bother me. So I guess the way you can feel that it's like from before 2010s is that there isn't that much granularity in the feedback and the handling. There's not that much tiny detail in the road. It's not that much, yeah, I guess granularity in the driving and how your turning makes the car turn and how that responds back to your force feedback and visuals. So I guess it's but other than that, hope it makes sense what I'm saying. Other than that, it feels very modern. Some people will be very happy that we're doing the Nürburgring. I'm not one of those people. Don't judge my racing lines. I'm not a self-acclaimed sim racer. I'm just having fun with racing games racer. Also, this is not a sim either, so is this a simcade? That's a very good question. Does this qualify as a simcade or is this an arcade racer? I guess it is a simcade because this and Need for Speed Shift games and I don't know, does Forza Motorsport count as simcade or is it a light sim? Oh, the feedback is very choppy now. The force feedback is does some big sharp vibrations when I don't know. I don't know what it's trying to show me. Maybe it's the traction control cutting the power. I don't know. But like obviously you cannot compare this to a set of Corsa or something, but you can very well compare it to the latest GRiD game, Legends, and it's I don't know, I'm surprised that it holds up as well as it does. I thought it would be more like I thought I would feel more of the age, I guess, of the game. I don't really. It feels pretty solid and not really bothered by any of the aspects of the game that come with it being a bit older. Though the force feedback is a bit harsh on this car in particular. It is very easy to just throw around and catch. It feels very natural. It's something that a lot of games do wrong. That either if you start sliding, you cannot catch it, or it feels very unnatural, like it corrects it for you, and therefore if you're doing your corrections, it just goes all over the place. Like when the Crew 2 came out and you had ESP on, that was exactly what was happening. To some extent it still happens in Forza Horizon, but usually it was a problem with Horizon 3 when you had stability management or whatever it is, so you don't spin out on, and when you were counter steering, the game was also counter steering for you, and it was just very unnatural. This one doesn't do that. It just it doesn't counter steer for you, it just stops the slipping altogether, which is a much more old school approach, but makes it feel way more natural. Like it doesn't have this unnatural weird feeling to it. Let's do some open wheel racing, why not? These very radical intros I don't know how fast are they gonna get old, but they haven't yet. Love the turning head. Alrighty. Will I lose a wheel immediately as they come in contact with me? Probably no, but probably there will be some big awful crashing very soon. Because this game was famous for that. Also, I remember like car crashes in games being a thing, being a shared and celebrated thing, which I understand for real crashes because they're a bit more rare and a bit more expensive when they happen. So of course you're gonna share when like F1 crashes happen, but I remember a time when I guess the novelty of you can just recreate those crashes or whatever in a video game was still a thing, and people were sharing like game, like not the game crashing, but car crashes from video games as if it's like real life, and they were very happy about it. I guess it was new. I guess it was the novelty of it, which thankfully wore off. I never really understood those, but I guess it was the same as just 360 no scope, kill cam, whatever, sharing those. It was such a new thing, though that required some skill. A crash compilation was just, I guess, celebrating the spectacle of it, which understandable. I was just never personally into it. But back to the game itself, it still handles very respectably. It doesn't really feel dated, other than the aforementioned lack of granularity or detail in the handling. Like, oi. I mean, that doesn't feel very realistic, does it? But alright, someone can make that into a crash compilation. I think what happened is I slowed down and I was trying to start with too much throttle, but I do have traction control on, and I wasn't seeing like smoke from the wheel spin, so I don't know, that's just my guess, because what else? Why did I have so extremely little grip on low speed? Other than the arrow, of course. The arrow doesn't work at low speeds, but come on now, these have slick tires and whatnot. Crash fest. This game is always... tracks look nice though. And the filter that people were complaining about, the bloom and the... Though I don't actually remember if I installed something that removes them, but I think I didn't, because I still see this coloring and bloom somewhat, and it's less egregious than I remember. Like, it kinda adds to the vibe of the game. It's more of a product of its time, but still, it doesn't make it look bad. Let's see if I can survive this time. Yeah, this time it didn't do the weird sleepy thing. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing at least the front wing or something even now. Alright, easy on the throttle. Easy does it. I guess it worked this time, but I don't know what they're trying to imitate. Either the lack of aero at low speeds or the wheel spin, but wasn't obvious for me. I just pressed the... Because I have the traction control, I just did the throttle to maximum to go, but it just started spinning as if I was on ice, which not what I expected. And I had the stability shit on as well, but hey, quirks of the game. Debris? Wow, that was surprisingly sparky for something that's supposed to be carbon fiber. Alrighty. Love that. I love that. Last place. There you go. That was it. They just ram you from behind and last place. Maybe that's why I don't remember playing this game that much. One more try. And let's skip it. Should I drive like this? Angle is very bad though. I usually like a bit more of a looking down at the car kind of angle, not fully behind. Makes me feel like I lean back too much with my chair. You know, like... It's not the AI skill that bothers me, it's the AI aggression. I love when games let you decide the aggression and the skill separately, because difficulty is one thing, but dealing with the demolition derby that they're playing is a different, and thankfully many games do let you do that, like they have an aggression slider, and I personally love that because you can just set the AI a bit higher but set the aggression to very low and have a very clean race compared to whatever this is for the third time. So I guess this was partially a selling point of the game, because hell, even the newest GRiD has some crash as the first race that you do when you join Seneca or whatever the hell, and you come out of a crash in a slow-mo and then you take control of the prototype hypercar or whatever the first thing is. Okay, now I saw the wheel spin and heard and felt it, but not the previous time. Alright, it is wheel spin, it's just not really obvious from the cockpit, seems like, which it's fine, we figured. Aero is interesting. It like it grips, but it doesn't turn as sharp as you would expect, so another big difference compared to, I guess, the newer GRiD. Let's compare it to Autosport and Legends, because 2019 was not a favorite of, I guess, anyone. That's why they did Legends, but that's certainly not a favorite of mine. But yeah, I guess you have more high-speed grip in those games. This one you have like with all this aero, you have all the inline stability, but not the turnability, if that makes sense. But none of these are like big criticisms. It's just something that stands out to me after playing the other ones. And I guess after this one we can go on try GRiD 2 later in another live stream. Because why not? Alrighty, third time's the charm seems like. I was gonna be like, I swear to God, if I spin out in the last corner, I'm gonna be very angry. There you go. Try not to talk directly into the mic, because this doesn't have the same windscreen as the SM7B. It's quite a bit shorter and picks up plosives way more, so I'm trying to like talk over it, but sometimes you forget. Mustang or Nissan, let's do the... This is for the JDM fans out there. I guess let us... The radical... Didn't it say... Is that me or is that... Okay, yes. Alright. I was about to say, that's not my car, but yes. Yes, my rival. Which, thank God, this doesn't have the Nemesis system from Legends. And 2019? I don't remember. But, not a fan. Let's not call it system, let's call it a gimmick. But, I don't think anyone is really praising it that hard. Is this cam better, or should we stick to the cockpit one? Let me know which one is easier on the eyes. I don't want motion sickness inducing gameplay. I'll switch on the next lap and let's see which one is better. Alrighty. This looks... I mean, you can recognize that it's the Yokohama docks from the later games as well. Ooh, fog looks really nice. Is that volumetric or is that... I think it has to be volumetric. That was very nice. So, but the... why am I blanking on this? Color grading is very harsh. I definitely prefer the more neutral tone of the later entries, but other than that, it's, those volumetrics look really nice. Sorry for the tangent in a tangent, but I get distracted by... Oy! Wait, I have this. How do I... Of course, F12. What else? Oh yeah, I did the wrong thing. It's way shorter, I think, because of the high FPS. I think someone said that if your FPS is too high, then your replays will be too short, which I guess is the same as physics being tied to FPS in GTA 5, for example. Certain glitches and stuff don't work. And your like cloth, for example, flaps in the wind way too fast if you have like 120 FPS or even higher. I know this from watching speedruns. Let's see the helmet cam now. Is this better or is this worse? Let me know if this is the preferable way to enjoy this game. It's a bit claustrophobic in these layouts, actually. Yeah, let's do this. Alrighty. I love how they just put bullshit there for you to crash through. I'm very impressed by the volumetric fog slash cloud slash whatever these are. Like, not the smoke from the car, but the actual fog effect. That looks really good with the sun streaks. Like, Like it is in the latest one as well. You can notice this effect in Chicago when you go under the thing in Grid Legends, under the railway. But I wasn't expecting it in 2008 game. Though that's the thing, like you forget what was cutting edge, you forget what was already boring. You go back and you're like 10 years is just one blob of like graphical improvements. Like let's name it something. There you go. So like if something came out in 2004, your brain will be like, oh, Half-Life 2 came out that year. Yes, but Half-Life 2 was like mind-blowing. So if something looks worse, you're gonna be like, ah, this looks worse than Half-Life 2. And even Half-Life 2 is like, looks good for its time, but not like incredibly beautiful these days. What should we do? Let's do black, if I can find it, of course. Yeah, let's do black and white and gray, because why not? All right. Okay, how do I... Ah, yes, pattern. I guess that's safe. That will look good on most cars. I don't want some cringe dragon design or some tribal bullshit. Yeah, that is what I'm trying to avoid. And yeah, these don't really hold up. Let's go with this safer. Though we could actually do, yeah, that's a bit cleaner, not gonna lie. There you go. And the game crashed. Incredible. Alrighty. Let me try to relaunch this beauty. Also, this game did not want to run in windowed mode whatsoever. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's hope it doesn't crash when we... Oh no. Alright. Yes, we've seen this, but if it crashes again, I'm just gonna do normal races from the menu. I don't have a... Or we switch to GRiD too. We'll see. But let's... I'm optimistic. Let's see if that was a one-time thing. So it was black and white and white and this. Alright. Hell yeah. Let's see our race events. Look at the transparent, I guess, whatever these are. Looks very cool. Even if it's a cube map reflection, it's impressive. Not that I need this much of it, but... Alright, so we have whatever ARL is, rookie badge. We have Euro R license and J Speed rookie. So this looks like muscle and touring and JDM. So start here, why not? Oh, you need points and stuff. I don't remember any of this, so I guess we can do this. Sure. Let's. Wow. Chris Howard, more like Chris Coward. Got him. Alrighty. Back to San Francisco. Oh, force feedback is really nice. It's very median. Like it feels like you're trying to actually control a very powerful horse, hence the Mustang, I guess. There is something that is you don't know how important force feedback is. I'm on a controller, by the way, until you don't have it. Like sometimes I would be having some long sessions grinding away at some racing game, and I think when the Xbox controllers, thank you very much, AI. So I guess when the Xbox One and Series controllers, when they lose a certain percentage of battery, they first give up the force feedback when you're on wireless, but you can still use it. It's just you don't have force feedback to save the battery, but it doesn't tell you that. So I would be like in the middle of a championship and I would be finishing like 3 more races, and then I'm like, wait, where's my force feedback? And then it's like, oh, Xbox controller just turned it off because saving money, I guess. Money? What am I saying? Battery. Though depends. If you use non-rechargeables, then it's saving money as well. But Marcus Brooks will meet his fate when I catch him very soon. Ferry Tower looks very similar to the one, except with less detail, which is, I guess, kind of expectable when you're playing an older version of the game. An older... what is happening with my brain sometimes? Why am I not able to say this sentence? Whatever. An older edition from the franchise. For anyone who hasn't seen my video on the city tour that I did in GRiD Legends, click my profile and go check it out. It's a very good video, and you can learn where these streets are in real life and how accurate they are to well, real life. And let us... It's crazy how good of a lead you can build up very quickly if they're not harassing you. Next to the Sentinel building and the Transamerica Pyramid. And back to the marina. My face is itchy. Always the best time. Ah. Alright. And on to the final lap we go. But yeah, force feedback is really nice, and if like I know it doesn't sound like a big ass compliment, but the different car classes do feel and handle very different, and it's not something that I can say of every single racing game that I tried. So especially the more arcadey you go, the more samey the cars will feel usually. Especially in older titles, they would like change some numbers, but they usually cars in the same class will handle very similar, if not the same, in some lesser AAA arcade games. But this one is very each car feels very distinct, and you can get used to all of them, I guess. Nothing feels super off to me. It's just you gotta get used to that it's not GRiD Legends, it's GRiD 1, which race driver GRiD, but no one says it that way, so GRiD 1 it is. And on to the finish line we go. There. Nice. Let's hope the game doesn't crash that many more times. Round 2 it seems. Is it the reverse? Oh yeah. 3 more laps. Let us. I like how grippy these cars are. Like, it's very easy to make older American muscle cars feel too boaty and floaty and just, I don't know, not very connected. But this is kind of both. It has the swing and the high suspension, but you can feel the grip, like the tires actually grip into the asphalt and actually push you and propel you forward. But yeah, and you can feel all the bumps as well. Like, the suspension does feel different than from like, look how high this car is compared to something that is like very much on the ground. It does feel very different because the suspension travels a lot more, which it's just these tiny stuff that you notice when it's there. Not that it's something that you will definitely miss if the game is not implementing it. It's just really nice to have these tiny details. It adds to the immersion and the experience. Like, partially why we play these games is to experience driving something like this, which most of us will not probably be familiar how they drive in real life, but the more tiny details a game like this has, the more you can actually have a idea of what it might be like. So that's always nice. Next to the banks and leaving the financial district, back towards the Bay Bridge. That video was very fun. And just as a reminder, if anyone hasn't seen it, go and check out my GRiD Legends City Tour video, and go to my Patreon and for free check out the maps that I created. They're like nice, interactive, 3D. They're Google Earth maps, but they have the layouts of the circuits, so it's really cool. Check it out if you haven't. Buildings look very similar, but some of them definitely got replaced, just from what I'm seeing. Like, some of them just got more detail over the years, I guess, but some of them are completely different. And not that it matters much, but just something I'm noticing because I spent so much time looking at them while making that video. And through the finish line we go. Alrighty. That's a lot of radical, and the control vibrates every time. It's a lot of exposition, but cool, I guess. Now that I have some sponsors, I guess someone is talking if I haven't muted the speech, which I absolutely did, so we don't talk over each other. Okay, so yeah, cool. I have a sponsor. Nice. Alrighty. That's a very cool way to put a what is it? It's not a cup, it's a trophy on the thing. It looks very nice. So I don't understand this system whatsoever, but let's do this now, I guess. 2 tracks in Milan. Hell yeah. Actually, a city I've been to multiple times. Also a city that's not in the new GRiD games. I don't remember this track at all. So, not that Milan really is like the city center is very beautiful, but the further you go out, the more industrial and samey it gets. Oh yeah, that's the... I wish I remembered the name of it. Some sort of castle. I remember that one for sure. And that's it so far. If the GRiD Legends City Tour video gets enough love, I'll probably make a follow-up with maybe Autosport or 2 or this. Maybe a combination of all of them. It's just... it was a lot easier. It was still a lot of work, but it was a lot easier to work with cities that have 3D maps. Like 3D buildings on Google Earth. Then you're just trying to figure out location by eyeballing it. And I'm not a GeoGuessr expert to just do it on the map and Street View, but I guess I will for the future ones if the first one gets enough love and attention. It's a nice layout, very similar to the Paris and Barcelona ones from Legends. Kind of a combination of the two, if I had to compare it to something. Wow. We don't need that anyway. It's called a bumper for a reason. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know what this choppiness in the force feedback is. I wonder if it's the traction control. Though, like, why would it kick in a straight line is beyond me. Wow. They're right in my ass. Yeah, drifting... I don't know if this game has... I think it does have drift discipline, but drifting outside of that with a normal car is a bit weird. Like, it looks perfectly good on camera, or like visually, but I do have stability and traction control on, but it's a bit stiff, which I wonder if I turn those off, it would be, I think, the other way around. It would be a bit too loosey-goosey for my taste. Alrighty, let us finish this. And let's do the, I guess, reverse of this same track. Yes. Rick Scott. I love how they came up with this. What should we call the bad guys? 'Cause they're not bad guys, they're just rivals, but like they have black and red color scheme. Raven. Raven something, yeah. Raven Vest. Yeah, perfect. Sounds bad guy enough. Yeah, Raven Vest. So there we go. That's what they're called. I mean, I guess this game at least doesn't have the cringe real life, like, what is it called? FMV cutscenes that GRiD Legends has, which, oh my god, those were painful. That was something. Especially when the, I guess in the DLC where you do the Rise of Raven Vest thing, which has some cool references, has some color grading similar to this game, and some CRT filters and whatnot. But oh my god, when the Raven Vest guys are arguing in the interview, it is so extremely cringe and forced, and like the actors did a good job, but what they were given was painful, to say the least. It was very I guess I can compare it to any other FMV cutscene in a video game, from Need for Speed 2015 to I guess not any other, because Alan Wake 2 did an excellent job with blending them together, even on low settings if you play on PC, or I guess consoles. They're blended perfectly and the acting is super on point, but that's more of the exception than the usual how it goes. So yeah, the FMVs, if you're playing GRiD Legends, just skip them. It's even worse than the F1 game that has these. I don't know, all of them. I think I don't know. I have one of the F1 games, maybe 2019, and that has some FMV interviews and some rivals coming to you and saying stuff like the most generic shit you can imagine. Like, I saw you on the track today. You were good, but not as good as me. And that's it. And there's some interviewer person comes, puts a microphone in your face, and you're given the option to say like, oh yeah, I want to thank my team and I want to thank my manager, or like, I'm the best, everyone can fuck off, and that's it. And they'll react accordingly. So that is a bit on the nose and about as shallow as you can imagine from my explanation. But yeah, I never understood why racing games need story or campaign that is more than, you know, progression. I think single player campaigns in racing games with progression are the best, but when you attach a story and characters, it is more easier to make cringe than not. Like, I never really liked the story side of Need for Speed Underground 1, 2, Carbon, these ones, or the Crew 1, but some people are really into it, so I can just ignore it, you know. But yeah, I can't say that I prefer it. Alright, we have some sponsor dues. Let us see. Driver offers. I don't know what these do. I can't say that I fully understand the mechanics of this video game. Alright. Cool. Please don't crash. It crashed. Great. Let's try again, shall we? It seems to crash only in the... That's loud. In the garage where you're messing with your branding and whatnot, so I'll try not to do it too much. But you gotta get those sponsorships somehow. Let's do one of these driver offers, because I'm tired of driving this Mustang right now.
Drift GP events are based on a knockout tournament structure. All competitors are paired off, and you'll get one run.
Alright, I will not do drift. That's for certain. Alright, let's do the TVR. Why not? More radical introduction. Oh, that's me this time. Alrighty. Let us do this. Very quick, wow. That was a surprising amount of grip too. Right. Very nice. Very speedy, nimble little boyos. I like it. Usually this kind of car you get as a as a rookie car when you start a championship in one of these like Simcades. They give you something like this to... There's another brand that I'm completely blanking on that they usually give you. Oi. And they just have championship with everyone having the same car, which this one also is. I cannot for the life of me remember the brand I'm thinking of, but it's kind of similar to TVR where they specialize in track cars, and I don't really remember too many of their street cars being wildly popular. Like from TVR I have like 3 in my head right now, and from the other one that I can't remember I have 0. But fun fact, I learned that TVR stands for the creator's name, which is Trevor, and that's it. I thought it was an abbreviation, it's short for something. I was expecting a bit more. No, it's Trevor, because the dude is called Trevor. Let's call the company TVR. I mean, not that much more complicated than Mercedes, I guess, but still, I was expecting a bit more. Alrighty. These are very nimble. I like it. Plus, as someone who's not super duper crazy about the MX-5s and Miatas and whatnots, it's good that there's something else that is like convertible, and I don't know, is this shorter wheelbase? No, but it feels like similar in terms of this nimble rear-wheel drive, open top little machine. Because usually you have the MX-5 Cup, which a lot of people are happy with. I'm just not one of them. So good that it's something else this time. Alright. And across the line. I love how the whole screen shakes when you get money. Or XP, or anything. And the controller. Very radical. Okay. What else do we have? Should I race the... Oh, yeah, Porsche. Let's do it. Where are we? Istanbul, hell yeah. Another place I actually been to. Beautiful, beautiful city. My girlfriend will be very happy because she's Turkish. Alrighty. Speaking of Istanbul, I have another video. If you haven't seen the Citroen C4 robot video of mine, then go and check it out. It's a very fun, short little video, and it's very quirky, weird game, so definitely worth a watch. And I don't know, it's a fun video. I'm kind of proud of it, so I just want more people to see it. Alrighty. I thought this would be a street circuit, but it looks to be a GP circuit, which is a shame, because Istanbul is a very beautiful city. If I don't spin out completely. Is this before the spin? The thing is, let's press F12, which is the most memorable button for such thing. Yes, it's before the spin. Good. Alrighty, back in action. Istanbul Park circuit. Nice. I assume it's a real circuit, but these games have quite a bit of fictional layouts, so I wouldn't be super surprised if it was. Also, I think it's another multi-class race, so I guess even though it says 10th, I think I'm first in my class. It's kind of a Le Mans 24 situation where you have multiple classes racing at the same time. Which I learned that's why the yellow headlights are for. So you can tell from the headlights at night that is it your class or is it one of the other ones, I guess. Because I was always curious, like, oh, why do they have yellow headlights? What's the meaning behind this? And it's this, so you don't confuse your class with the other one. So if someone behind you is from your own class, you're gonna block them probably. But if it's from the hypercars, then you're just gonna let them go because they'll overtake you eventually anyway because they're so much faster. But like this guy, except it's not night right now, but like this guy I'm gonna block because we're racing against each other. But the other guy behind me, I'm not gonna, because we're just racing at the same time, but we're in different classes. That's the logic at the very least. Alrighty, on to the final lap we go. handling is very, now that I'm getting used to it a bit, very respectable, especially for 2008. Though, like I say this, I never had a PlayStation, so it is entirely possible that first Gran Turismo from 96, I think, 97, handled even better than this, and you could tweak it to be like more forgiving, and it's something. I just never had the pleasure of playing those other than emulators because never had a PlayStation. They were super duper expensive in the 90s, early 2000s when I was growing up here in Central Europe, and by the time I was able to afford one, I had a very powerful PC because I needed video editing and whatnot, so there was no interest. And now I have a Series S because I wanted something in the living room that is, I guess, Game Pass, and we watch Netflix on it with my girlfriend and stuff, so, and YouTube. So yeah, but and also I'm not exactly I didn't hear the best from the latest Gran Turismo and GT Sport. They weren't as universally praised as the previous ones. I guess same thing happened with Forza Motorsport, which I'm also not crazy about. I've never been. The game I was...
24 Hours of Le Mans is a 24-hour race on one of the world's most challenging circuits, the prestigious Circuit de la Sarthe. Cars in the event are divided into 4 classes, with prizes being awarded for winning your individual class and the race overall. The race takes place at the end of every season, and winning it is the pinnacle of any driver's career.
Yeah, just what I was talking about. Alrighty. You gotta do the Porsche. You gotta do the Porsche. You have to. Alright, is it gonna be 14 minutes? I mean 24 minutes. We'll see. We'll see how they do it this time. Yeah, 24 minutes. Makes sense. Do I have some anime stuff on my car? Wow. Looks like a poster for like some Woodstock concert. Very interesting. Alright, let's race. We'll see some Le Mans. Let's see how it looks. Also, people are saying alright stuff about the new Le Mans game, whatever it's called. It's like $20, I think. Maybe it's more, but is it based on R Factor 2, I think, but they make it their own thing. It's in early access or beta or whatnot, and you can only do race weekends at the time. I only saw Jimmy Broadbent do a video on it, and he said it's fine. So it looked interesting, but I'm not that into full-on sims other than Assetto Corsa. And even that one I like because of all the fine-tuning and customization I can do. Like, I have Project Cars 2, but I have infinitely less playtime in it. Same with Automobilista 2. And I don't even have iRacing. I think I have R Factor 2, but I'm not sure. But I'm on a DualShock DualSense controller right now. I'm not exactly a hardcore sim racer or any sort of sim racer. I just drive cars for fun. I don't really sweat it. And even when I am competitive, then I was doing a bunch of like I'm only competitive about rally games, and when I was doing the daily challenges and leaderboards in Dirt Rally 2.0, I did those on a controller too. I have like a Thrustmaster T150, but I don't use it much. I did a video with it. If you haven't seen it, it's on my channel, where I crossed the entirety of the US in the Crew 2 in one of the slowest cars. It's a very fun video. But yeah, I don't really use it that much. It's not something I'm into. I'm not into like learning racing lines and being like shaving off a millisecond and whatnot. I just do it for fun. So I just keep my traction control and my whatever on and just race for fun. So if my racing lines are less than optimal, it's fine for me. But now that it's nighttime, we can actually see that different color headlights in action, which mine is, as you can see, yellow. Because I'm GT2 class. Alrighty. 16 minutes left. It's quite nice that this game has so much variety when it comes to content. It's not something that I can say of every game, especially from I don't know, I think it became a thing at one point to just cram as much content as you can into your game, and then it became less of a trend, so people stopped doing it. They were just, okay, we'll focus on this one thing and it'll be this one thing. And but I remember at one point it was really cool to put as much different stuff into your game as you can. I guess that's why many GRiD games and even dirt games, I guess that's both Codemasters, have trucks. Hell, even Forza Motorsport added trucks, and then Horizon. But it's not because they're very fun to drive or that exciting. I seriously doubt that many people would be super into it. But yeah, it's just to have more variety. Intros. Let me read your message in a second. Oh, you played the German version of this game. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter if the narrator is male or female, but yeah, that's an interesting change. I would expect them to, when they create the localizations, to try to find a similar sounding guy. That's a cool detail. The more we know. I think I'm first in my class, or whatever they're called, subclass, division, but we'll see. We have 11 minutes left. Sunrise is happening. The banding is not even that bad on those gradients. My favorite is when at least this game doesn't do that. Some games there's very obvious image noise on the sky, which especially at nighttime, which is in film when you use some higher sensitivity film for your photography, or in digital when you use a high ISO, and like most pictures will have some amount of noise, but I don't know what it was. Maybe it's Need for Speed 2. At night, the sky just has a shit ton of noise, and that's something that is not supposed to be there. Like, there's no noise in real life. It's image artifact thing. Well, greetings from Hungary then to you as well. Glad you joined the stream. Glad you have a good experience with this game. It's very fun. There's a bunch of variety, more than what I remember for sure. We already did the Nürburgring. I don't know what else it has from Germany, but been to Germany a couple times. Been to Berlin twice, and Stuttgart once, and Ludwigsburg once. So that's my experience with Germany. But every time is very nice. People were very kind. The whole vibe is, I mean, especially compared to Hungary, it's you can feel it's a bit nicer. Everything is like less trash on the streets, and people are a bit more serious about stuff. We're a bit closer with Czechia and Poland, where we're like, whatever, we don't care, like trash on the street, whatever. But in Germany, it's definitely a sentiment like you don't feel like throwing something next to the trash. You will make sure that it goes in, and it's something I prefer. When I came back, I was bummed out, like, oh, the cars look shittier, the streets look shittier, and road is bumpier and stuff. So that's definitely something I can say about Germany. And also the Mercedes and the Porsche museums were amazing in Stuttgart. Oh, you prefer this one in the whole series? I don't know if I prefer this one or Autosport or Legends, because Legends is not bad, it's just different. But this one holds up really well, more than what I expected, so I can definitely see why you would prefer this over the other ones. I guess I played Autosport the most, so maybe that's my favorite, because it's on everything. Like, it's on the fucking iOS right now, but also for the Switch it came out. It has touchscreen, it's on Windows, it's on Xbox, it's on everything. So I played it like 6 times probably. It runs surprisingly well on iOS as well. Can I overtake this dude? Let's see. Even though we're not in the same class. Let's not get too cocky. Race is almost over. Maybe they'll push me off the road in grand GRiD fashion. What I remember from liking from GRiD 2 was the seaside thing. I think it's the very first race where you're in, like, I don't know, LA or whatever. It's some foresty seaside thing in a, I think, Mustang or something like that. I like those point-to-point races because they have more variety than some of the GP circuits, which is just tarmac and or asphalt and the side and trees, and I guess that's it. So it's a bit nicer to race through a forest and stuff. Alright, almost done. But yeah, definitely holds up really nice, and the nice thing is, like, I raced through this circuit recently in like 6 different games at least, and this feels like I don't have any complaints. It's not like, oh, how they butchered Le Mans or whatever. like, it's perfectly fine. Which I cannot really say for, what's that game? I always forget the name of it. Gear Club Unlimited 2, which is kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. It's a bad game that I play sometimes. I finished it. I'm kind of ashamed paying money to have it on PC because I already had it on the Switch, but it's just stupid arcade fun, and it has car customization. It has it's too good, and it's not a good game. I don't recommend anyone to just go and buy it, but it's something that I have fun with sometimes. Alrighty, straight up Koenigsegg, huh? Oh, Zonda R. I love the Zonda R. Ooh, we have to do that. Then let's do some city circuit, because that's the biggest thing about GRiD series. More very radical intros. Definitely feel cooler now. I love this car. Oh my god. There's something about like purpose-built race cars that are just stripped down to the absolute most necessary in pursuit of higher top speed and more grip and lighter chassis and stuff that just speaks to me. Like, I love those. There's a thing, they have a YouTube channel as well. I was reading chat. They have a YouTube channel. Yeah, that's how it happens when they don't have cross save. I wish every game had cross save, so I just buy it on something, and when I buy it again I can continue, but oh well. So there's this Facebook page, but they have a YouTube channel called Hill Climb Monsters, and they have some of the craziest shit, at least when it comes to like custom automotive racing, that I've ever seen. They have like a Fiat 500 swapped with like a Suzuki Hayabusa motorbike engine, and it's twin turbocharged, and it sounds like absolutely insane, and it has like 20,000 RPMs going uphill, and it has twice the aero that this car has. It's lunacy. I highly encourage everyone to check it out. I found them on Facebook, but I think they have a YouTube channel, and I think it's the same name. It's Hill Climb Monsters, and it's absolute madness what's going on there. Especially these engine swaps that you like. You play Forza Horizon, especially the later ones, and you're like, yeah, sure, a motorbike engine, let's put it in. But when you actually see these in action, and not just someone's photo of it on Instagram, but actually people racing these monsters that they create, it's really, really interesting. Especially when they put like a motorbike engine in a very tiny car and whatnot. And the whole page is full of these. It's amazing. They have like Subaru with EcoBoost engine or something. It's madness, absolute madness, and in the best possible way. But yeah, the reason I like the Zonda R so much is because it's such a purpose-built race car. It doesn't have a... I guess it has some sort of air conditioning, at least fans, but like most of it is stripped out, and it's beautiful. And I'm not like a big Pagani fan normally, but this one just speaks to me somehow. Alrighty. Oh no. Very memorable. Let's press F12. I put this game up and I was trying to figure out where the flashback button is, because I'm pretty sure you can bind it to just Y or right bumper or something. But no, I had to press the instant replay and then press F12, which is very catchy. It's, you know, my finger already goes there immediately when I touch my keyboard. It's super, I don't know how they came up with it, but yeah, for some reason F12. What happened to the music, by the way? I'll check after this. Let's boost the music one bit. It's a bit loud. Alrighty. Let's find ourselves a street circuit. Either something that is not in the new games or something that is there but I can see the differences or something. Do I buy these? I never understand. I have 16k.
In Demolition Derby, there are
I don't want Demo Derby, thank you. Detroit. Alright, let's do Detroit. Oh, I have to buy the car. I see. eBay. This has an eBay deal in it. Wow. That's something I didn't remember. I'll buy it on eBay. Why wouldn't I buy Dodge Viper SRT 10 on eBay? Buy it now. It even has the thing. Oh my god. That is some advertising. It's like the GoPro thing in Steep and Monster Energy in Death Stranding. Very interesting. So it's 168k, or if I buy new, it's 110 out buy new. Thank you eBay, but I like my car. I like my cars nice and shiny and smelling new. But yeah, I remember doing the drift races, but in Autosport. They're fun. They're very shit in the new ones, GRiD 2019 and GRiD Legends. I didn't have much fun with those. I might try these drift races in this one too, but I don't know. The most fun I had with drifting is still the Crew 2, which will be an eyebrow raiser for many people. That's my favorite racing game, but I don't know. It's over the years it became such a perfect arcade racer that it's I don't know. I played everything under the sun, and somehow that's one of the games that I keep coming back to. It just strikes a balance so well that like you have to do a lot of grinding initially, but once you have a fully kitted out drift car and stuff, it's really fun. So, and I'm not someone who like is super into drifting on its own. Like I do it in Assetto Corsa sometimes a bit, but I haven't got these I don't know what they're called. One is called Harashia or Hariyasha or whatever drift online thing. It's like always on sale for $5 on Steam. And there's another one. There's the third one, Inertial Drift, something that is trying to sound like Initial D but legally distinct. But yeah, I haven't tried those, and one of them is actually mostly positive on Steam, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's just drifting is not something that is my personal favorite. I'm really into like off-road racing. Rally games are my go-to usually, and like track racing and this GP circuits, not the city circuit, but something like the Nürburgring, is kind of low on my list personally. So if you see me take very shit racing lines and not using the curbs and whatnot, that's why. It's not. If this was a rally game, it would be much more impressive how I'm driving. But it's still fun. I really like these games for that, because you can just pick up and just do a couple of races, and it's really fun like that. That's why I played so much of Autosport, because it was like every platform, like even iOS. So whenever I had some time to kill, I just picked it up and just did it. Not with the touchscreen, mind you, because that's awful, but you can connect whatever you want. I can wash my cars. I will try that then. If the game doesn't crash in the garage again. That's something. What else? I guess I'm trying to remember which other game allows you to. You can respray them, I think, in the latest GRiD. Clean and respray. That's definitely an option. In Dirt 4, you can buy a bucket of water for your team. So before every rally, your car is clean. But yeah, I remember this being an option in older games. There was a sentiment around like late 90s, early 2000s, before this game, that I don't know, games were going for more realism, I guess, when it comes to everything. They were trying to like imitate real life more, like come up with more systems that like, oh, you have to check your oil temperature or whatnot. But then we figured out that not everything is fun to keep an eye on. Sometimes we just want basic video game mechanics. Like for example, I'm not a sim racer. I don't really care if a game has pit mechanics or not, unless it's like really well implemented. So for example, in the Crew Motorfest, they put some track racing there, and they have pits, but all it does is just your tires deteriorate like really fast, and you have to decide when you want to get new ones, and it's so forced and so on the nose and so like bad that at that point just come up with something unique. Don't try to imitate something from real life. Come on now. But in Assetto Corsa, I had some good fun with pit mechanics, trying to balance weight of the gas in the car and putting on soft tires and stuff. But to get someone to care about pit mechanics, to get someone like me who doesn't already, it takes a really good introduction. Like, you need to make me care about, okay, if you use a heavier set of tires or something, then you can really feel the difference, or if you put less fuel or something. Like, it needs to be very tutorial for it needs to be very well done, so I actually care, because most of the games I just end up not really giving two shits about going to the pits ever. There's just someone who plays like mostly arcade or simcade games when it comes to this genre is fine, But if it's such a big thing, like, I don't think Forza Motorsport does a very good job about tutorializing you about the pit mechanics or the importance. And that game does have pits, if I remember correctly. I'm second guessing myself now. View cars, alrighty. Let's watch these cars. I don't know where, but... Oh yeah, it's dirty and stuff. Wow. Wash car. Amazing. Just like real life. Speaking of, I need to wash my actual car in real life too. Now that I remember. Alright, let's I don't know. I want more city circuits or something like that. I'm afraid of the drifting, but alright, let's see.
In freestyle drift events.
Yeah, thank you.
In freestyle drift events, each competitor is given
Alright.
3 runs in an open area in which to score the most drift points. Points are given for the angle, speed, and duration of each of your drifts. Large angles and high speeds will mean bigger scores. After a drift, you have a small window of time to start another one. Link numerous drifts together and you'll increase your combo. The winner is the driver with the highest score after 3 runs.
Very informative, thank you very much. Is this converted to rear wheel drive or is it I want the Subaru. Alrighty. Should I turn this off for drifting, or will it do it on its own? Let's see, maybe it does it on its own. Handbrake, Oh yeah, you can spin out very easily, but I'll get used to this. Yeah, it's the part where you need to counter steer and grab it before it spins out completely is very narrow, but it just takes some time to get used to. Yeah, or I need to adjust my controller sensitivity for drifting or something. Yeah, because if you overdo the steering, you either lose the combo or you spin out like this. Yeah, it's similar to Autosport, but I guess a bit less forgiving with the like in the other games, cars start drifting on their own a bit more easily, and all right. That was something. Two more runs, I guess. Like, it's doable, it's just a bit unforgiving before you get used to it. Like, it's especially combo part, it's the angle where it recognizes that your drifting is it's just a bit off from what I'm used to. Smoke effects look cool though. Alright, let's try here. What even is the handbrake? Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, you can definitely get used to this in a couple runs. It's not super like it's not super different from similar games. It's just I guess all of them are a bit different until you get used to it. Oh yeah, I completely believe you. I just wanted to try the Subaru, figure out if it's a similar situation what they did with Mitsubishi in Baby Driver, where it's a rear-wheel drive conversion, and it seems to be the case because this doesn't feel at all like four-wheel drive. Yeah, you can get used to this with some practice. I didn't even know the map. In the new games, I think you don't have the whole docks like open like this. I think you have a circuit in Yokohama docks and you can drift there. Boy, does it spin easily. It probably doesn't look like it, but it's a very narrow window where it's the difference between catching it, drifting and linking it to another one, or just spinning completely. And it's like I keep thinking that it's wider and I can push it a bit more, but no. Yeah, you really cannot catch it if it's already going. Like there's this angle, but any wider than that, and it's you really need to feather the gas for that to be able to handle it. Really fun though. It just I would need like a good 45 minutes to do this non-stop and get used to it. Alrighty. Let's try something else. JDM stuff. What else we have? Touring stuff. Let's do open wheel, why not? What's gonna happen? Alright. More radical intros. I always like these Formula student type open wheelers in the GRiD games. They're always very fun to go around corners because they have a lot of grip and they're very like lightweight, and unlike the other open wheel thing we drove earlier, this actually does have grip at high speeds. Seems much less linked to the aero. Thank you for the backseating, but I'm mostly just playing for the sake of replaying this game and just clicking on racing and just doing a race. I did equip quite a bit of them on the first car, but now I just wanna go through the races, and it's not really the reason I'm playing. I understand it might be frustrating to see someone not play your favorite game optimally, but I'm really not here to maximize my money earned. I'm just here to see how this game looked and played. I just wanna get through races. I don't wanna spend too much of my time in menus and stuff. If I earn very shit money, so be it. Like, it's not a thing. But I appreciate your concern. It's just not something that concerns me right now that much. And I guess that's always a thing when you watch someone stream or play your game. Like, I remember being very frustrated when I watched a streamer that I really like play a horror game or something that I also really liked, and I was very excited that, like, oh, this person is gonna play the game that I like, wow. And they kept reading chat, they ignored all the tutorials, they did the whole inventory management wrong, and I was so frustrated. It was painful because they were clearly playing the game wrong in my eyes, but that's just how it is. Especially if you're streaming and reading chat, you're gonna play a game very different than if you're just playing it alone for yourself. Like, if I played it on my own, I would obsess about team management probably a lot more. But now I'm just here to drive around and talk to people on the internet, I guess. But these are very fun, these ones. I always like these. I even got them in Assetto Corsa because you can get every single thing in Assetto Corsa, thankfully, because if it exists, someone would probably mod it for that game, which God bless their soul. And I had quite some fun, especially with the, because of course they ported the city circuits to AC as well. It is really fun to what's the Japanese circuit? Shibuya, which is in Tokyo, if I remember correctly. That one is really fun in Assetto Corsa because it has the, at least compared to this, the more detailed physics, and maybe the AI is not necessarily that much better, but car selection is definitely different. Like, and I remember having a lot of fun with those, but for example, those wouldn't exist if the GRiD series didn't decide to do a bunch of fictional city circuits, which I'm very grateful for it because I always liked those. I remember one time I posted a question on the Assetto Corsa subreddit of like, do you guys have any like recommendations for street circuits? And most of the answers were either the GRiD ports or the Macau GP. Someone said Monaco, lol, which, yeah, I guess that's the most obvious, which is not in Assetto Corsa natively. And yeah, I just love those. Another one I ended up loving is these Formula E circuits, because they're also in cities usually. They're nicely closed off with these high walls and barriers and stuff, and they just I don't know, I love those. I love these boxed in city circuits because compared to something like Brands Hatch or this thing, whatever we're racing on right now, it's not just track and barrier and grass and crowd and done, but you know, streets and buildings and architecture, and it's more visually interesting to someone who's not super duper into the history of motorsport in when it comes to GP circuits and whatnot, or who's not someone who watches F1, for example. So yeah, it's always a lot more interesting for me personally, to do city circuits, because it's just something about the limitation of the streets and the bumps and the corners they create is much more organic to me than a F1 layout that is designed on a blank canvas, I guess. Alrighty. Alright, really small break, and I'll be back for a couple more races at least. See you guys.
company, stop blowing up my phone. You don't get the things that I've been through, and I don't have the time to lay it all in front of you. And you think that you wanna save me. You don't know it, baby, why you do this? I got this under control. You think you do, but you really don't know that I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. Baby, I just wanna be alone. I don't need your company, stop blowing up my phone. You don't get the things that I've been through, and I don't have the time to lay it all in front of you. And you think that you wanna save me. You don't know it, baby, why you do this? I got this under control. You think you do, but you really don't know that I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself.
Alrighty. We back. Hope the levels and everything are fine. Wow. It's very... Even the UI is action-packed in this game. Right.
24 Hours of Le Mans is a 24-hour race on one of the world's
Yeah,
most
yeah,
challenging
thank you.
circuits.
We
The
just did it.
prestigious cir-
Let's do this. Looks interesting. Alrighty. I like this car. I'll look this up later. I don't really remember this. I'm pretty sure this isn't one of the Forza Motorsports, but other than that, I don't really have a strong recollection of seeing this one. What was this called? Group C? these very interesting looking prototype cars. Group E? Something like that. I definitely remember something like that, but we'll learn when I look it up. Sounds great. And I love these cars that are like, it's mostly engine and you build the whole thing around it. Like you can see it from here. Oh, nice volumetrics again. This bridge part is very similar to the Paris layout in Legends. Oh, I love these volumetrics. Amazing. Oh, eBay motors, of course. Very interesting branding in there. But it was barely cheaper. Like, imagine if that's how used market worked. It's... You can buy it brand new for 170k, or you can go on eBay and get it used for 160k. Even if it doesn't matter, just the feeling of buying it used is so weird for such a small game. Definitely not a not something that will motivate me to buy a used one in this game. I guess not like money is super sparse. If you keep using the same car, you can build it up very fast, seemingly. But I'm sure it gets grindy at one point if you want to finish everything. But I'm just really just cruising through the campaign and just gonna try the different races that it has. I'm glad it has some time attack, because I'm not bothered by the overly aggressive AI this time. That's not as bad as I remembered, but it's not great either, if that makes sense. This is the one track. No, actually Long Beach was the thing. This one was in Autosport, I think. The reason I needed to reinstall this for the Crew 2 comparison video was Long Beach. Compared it to the LA street circuit. Which they're surprisingly similar. They're not really far from each other. Like, one is in LA proper, and Long Beach is part of like the LA area. So why would they be dissimilar from each other? But they're technically not the same place. They're just very close to each other. Alright. On to the final lap now. Lap 3 it is. Curious how it looks from the inside. Very nice. So I don't know why it's pointing down. I would much rather race like this, but I cannot hold it with the right stick the whole time. Like, why are you looking at your feet, my guy? I didn't see any option to keep the camera locked to the horizon, but maybe there's another XML file I can change to make it happen. In the meantime, I'll stick to the exterior one. And the replays as well, because good lord, what was that? And F12. There we go. Alrighty. I like this car. Reminds me of the Chevy Dallara Corvette made with Konica Minolta. I don't remember remember the full name. Looks like this, but has a Chevy front. Very cool little car. It's also in Forza Motorsport. I actually showed it a little bit in the Games Without Graphics video I did. There was the Assetto Corsa thing at the very end. Was I too slow? Seems like it. It's fine. Oh no, okay. I was too slow for the bonus objective. I'll live with that. I'll survive. What else do we have? Pro Toge.
Toge is head-to-head racing on narrow Japanese mountain roads. Pro Toge events take place during the day on closed public roads. You'll race 2 legs against each opponent, one up and one down. The winner is the fastest over 2 legs. In Pro Toge events, contact is strictly forbidden between drivers. It is up to the chasing driver to ensure that no contact occurs, so be incredibly careful when attempting a passing maneuver.
Alrighty, I will. Thankfully we already have the car we need. Alright. Let's do this. Let's see if I can... Oh yeah. Sorry for the lack of exciting commentary. I'm trying to concentrate, but I don't think I need to that hard. This looks like some onboard footage from one of those... I don't know if it's Formula Drift or some other organization doing it. But they had some very cool mountain racing, 2 of them. Exactly this bunch of spectators, 2 cars. I think it was uphill like this, and there were like some, what is it called? Greek fire? I don't remember. It's some flares, but you get it when they're selling fireworks. But yeah, there's a bunch of like flares on the side, and it's really cool. I'm pretty sure people watching who are into this kind of stuff have seen that clip. I think Red Bull has shared it as well. Very cool. I think it's Red Bull organized, but Formula Drift drivers are driving. I cannot remember right now. Let us. Wow, my mustache is very long. I guess no matter what I do, it will point in a certain direction. But it's alright. That's what it does. This reminds me quite a bit of Need for Speed Carbon, where the whole boss mechanic, and they had a whole toge game mechanic and discipline and whatnot. They have toge events. Which I'm pretty sure like Pro Street or whatever also does, or one of these games. It's just that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Alright, let's do the very careful overtaking maneuver. Alrighty. Cool. Sorry again for the lack of exciting commentary, but trying to take these turns without crashing into anything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was something very similar in Pro Street, because I remember this kind of short point-to-point racing thing. So they carried this to GRiD 2. I definitely remember that one. All right. On to the final stretch and through the finish line, and let's do the other way. Alrighty. Oh, there's a nitrous oxide button in this car. Cheeky. Is that ever allowed in competition, or is it a fully street thing? It stopped being cool before I ever learned about cars that much. Because I remember when I was in, well, I don't know how many years ago. I think I was in elementary school. It was the coolest thing. Like, oh, nitrous. Oh. You put it in your car, you press a button, your car goes faster. Oh, it's literally like turbo from video games. Oh, but then it's, I don't know. People realize like it's just a thing that exists and has its usefulness, and it has its limitations too. So, but when the hype was around it, I guess with Fast and Furious, obviously. And video games like the Need for Speed franchise forever, except Shift, I guess, and maybe Pro Street. But yeah, it's just something that was, I know it was popular in real life as well for at least a little bit, but I don't know if it was ever allowed in competition. Nitrous oxide is what I'm talking about, in case somebody missed it. Plus, it's such a video game thing where it's you have Need for Speed with the regenerating nitro. You have the Crew series. You have a bunch of other ones that I guess I don't remember if Test Drive Unlimited had turbo. Turbo? I mean, I'm pretty sure some cars have turbo. I'm talking about nitros. Maybe not. But there was some other, like Midnight Club or something. Yeah, Midnight Club definitely has nitrous oxide. So it's such a video game thing and such a funny aspect remembering that it used to be a thing. Like, I watched a video, someone talking about how much it costs for a month to basically have extra horsepower subscription because he has nitrous oxide tanks in his car. Such an interesting thing, but it's definitely was popular for a bit, but it was a very short-term thing. I guess around the time that Pimp My Ride and such stuff were popular. It's a drift battle. I'll probably not do that. What else do we have? Let's do this. Why not? Long Beach and San Francisco. Perfect. I like this. I was gonna get a new one because change it up, but I didn't like any of them that much. I don't like the mid 2000s Mustangs that much. They're too muscular and too buff for my liking. I like the old ones and I like the new ones from, I guess, 69 to 79, the old ones, and from 2014 onward, or whenever we got the new facelift Mustang. The one that's not looking like the 2004-2006 one, but the modern one, the one that is has the RTR version. Yeah, he's looking at his feet. Look, I have to look up with the right stick. Interesting. I like this track though. This is the one I included in the GRiD versus the Crew 2 City Circuits video. So I encourage anyone to check it out. It's a very fun video. It reminds me of the, maybe it's also LA, but it can be, yeah, I think it is. There's a very similar track in Forza Motorsport. Very, very similar. I don't remember the name. Maybe it's the same location. Maybe it's also Long Beach. It could be LA. But could be Miami for all I know. But I distinctly remember going under the roller coaster tracks or whatever they are. So I would probably assume it's the same. And on to the final lap we go. It's a very fun car to drive. has the right amount of grip and steerability, and I appreciate it. You can drive these rear-wheel drive monsters that in real life would be very difficult to handle, especially on the edge like this, just throwing it around with full throttle. I like when a game lets you just turn on some settings and drive these, because like Forza Horizon doesn't do that recently. The I guess 4 or 5, it's not like impossible, but the more you upgrade the rear-wheel drive car, the less drivable it gets. It's definitely realistic to some extent, but the rest of the game isn't, where you're just jumping extremely high and trying to hit a billboard for points or whatnot. So I appreciate when they just have, alright, make it drivable kind of button. Okie dokie. Let's do a couple more. Back to beautiful San Francisco. I mean, we'll not go under the Bay Bridge, but we're going toward the Bay Bridge. Turning around Rincon Park. I like these volumetrics a lot. They add so much depth and mood and character to the scene. It's amazing. On to Davis Street. And is the Mechanics Monument here? No. Shame. But yeah, Grace Cathedral isn't here either, so not a complete surprise. I'm proud of that video. It was also very fun to do, so if you haven't seen it, where I find the real locations of GRiD Legends city circuits, go ahead and check it. I think it's a very good video. I will never not recommend people watching it, because it's something I'm proud of. And back to the Bay Area and the ferry building. One more left to go. Alrighty. Very nice looking volumetric effects. And God rays, I guess. Into the financial district again. Yeah, this is where the memorial is supposed to be. And this is where the Rust building is in real life. Alrighty. Next is the Sentinel building somewhere. Yep, it's here. And the Transamerica Pyramid. And back to the Bay Area. Alrighty. Amazing. Alright, I think that will be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching the VOD, thank you very much for watching as well. and tune in next time. Bye bye.